All right, y'all. Welcome back. Testing. I don't know. Hold on. I do know. But I just hit record and I'm talking. So I wanted to look at the effects of FOMC meeting minutes. I don't know if this is like the genuine FOMC just by the way it looked. I mean, damn. Next week there's more CPI. Oh shit. We'll talk about that another time. I feel like FOMC was recently. Yeah, statement. I guess the federal funds rate. This is real FOMC, but it still has power, and that can be shown through our suspected trades yesterday. Now we are still like back testing the sessions method. So, if we call 8 a.m. being New York pre-market. They tested the highs of London, waited for, you would have needed a break of structure, a true break of structure at this most recent low. So, yep, there's that break of structure. This one as well. It was when I was watching it. So, this is a bunch of consolidation. It didn't get to this one until here. Didn't get to this one until here as well. So, could have taken a break of structure to the downside right here yesterday middle afternoon, about 11 to 12 o'clock. However, this is where FOMC comes out, 2 p.m., right? And this is where you could see the bias switch. Boom, this spike is probably a part of news 15 minutes later, and then it's starting to rally and come up. So this did good because it was bad for currency, and we can see that by being over here on our UJ trade, our USD JPY trade. As like I said, I paper trade by not technically taking the trade, because doing a paper trade on $100,000 account, it fucks with my head because the numbers wouldn't be right. But when we chart out a trade that we like seeing, this is what I do to kind of mimic the trade and what could have happened, and I just let it be. Kind of practicing just letting the trade be. I don't need to watch it. I don't need to sit there. And I'm coming back to it the next day, figuring out what's going on. So we had all of this going on. There's a lot to see here. I will turn off the indicator first so we can see what we are looking at. Now, yesterday I drew out trying to remember, 1 hour equilibrium. From here to the top of this retracement. Then we had the 1 hour fair value gap right here that also slightly got respected, but then again, news came out, so had to be aware of that. We had this order block right here from this to here, also in here, so that got tapped. The fair value gap got tapped. Equilibrium putting buys into the discount. Now going down to the 5-minute where we were looking yesterday, not sure what happened here. We'll get to this. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Not sure what the fuck was going on here, but I do have some suspects for that. So here we go. This is what we were looking to do yesterday. We decided this would have been yeah, this would have been the best break of structure. So we're going bearish, bearish, bearish. So bearish break of structure to the upside. We are looking at the highs. Most recent high, one here, one here. I preferably, when I'm looking at charts like this, I would rather take the break of structure. Like if it just gets above this, I don't know. I like waiting for almost like a secondary confirmation. If it's a few ticks higher and I lose, like if it's between this candle and they're this different, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's so minimal to know that it's still going to do what we want it to do. So closes above this one. This is a pretty strong break of structure candle, seeing as it covers 1 and 2 lows. So we put the take profit or the long position here. It would have been a 5-hour long position, which isn't great in my opinion. Like we could have made it a little better if we went to like below these and here within like 2 hours. But if we would have left this trade and put it to the take profits that we wanted, to make it a 2-to-1 risk trade, it would have taken a lot longer because of this move right here, which would have gotten scary, and that's why I don't watch them, because I'm trying to practice just not caring about the trade. This probably would scare people, but I'm leaving my trades up for as long as they go, until they hit take profit, until they hit stop loss, and watch. And that's just how I'm going to try and practice not being an emotional trader with them and letting them get there no matter how long they take. This is 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, yeah, 5 hours. So would have hit this take profit. You could have put 1-to-1 right here. Now this is close to 2 RR on this one, and then we could have shot for this, but it was getting too close to news, right? So this is the exact candle that news comes out, and if news was not happening yesterday at this time, this probably would have respected these highs again. And I believe those are London session highs. Yeah, so we were looking for them to get all the way back up to London session highs. But we had news. So because we had news, obviously this big drop comes because it was bad for USD, which explains why right here at 2 p.m. on GPU USD, or GBP USD, GU, that it started rallying up, especially this long candle to the upside showing a lot of buying power. You could probably look at volume here and seeing how many people started buying against the US. And if we check over here, everybody started selling against the US. So pretty clear what was happening there with news. So the sessions didn't get respected, so we'll get rid of those. You would have hit it right before news came out, right? Like, that's not problematic. But if you didn't get stopped out or profited out, honestly, then you could have waited until Asia session. No, London session again. Don't know what the hell happened here either, which we could break down right quick. This is insane. Something must have happened for USD. Something must have happened for JPY. Not sure. So we'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to clear up this because that would have been a technically successful trade on a risky day with news. Like, we had time to trade before news came out. So we could have taken a look, right? We could have tried. Today wouldn't have been a bad trading day either. Tomorrow, not so sure, because I don't know the effects of those. So we're going to clear up this. Everything that we kind of wanted to happen happened, though. Fair value gap got smoked, and you could see when it gets in there, it wants to come back up, so they go lower, bigger discount. They wanted a bigger discount on the equilibrium, clearly. Go back up, and they're like, oh, not enough. But then you get higher low, higher high. All right, we are going long. Still, this higher low is good for us because, well, first of all, if it went any lower, we would have gotten stopped out. So, not bad. I think this is the Asia high. Let's just double check. Yeah, that's the Asia high that got smashed in London session. So we really don't need this one. These blue lines are the times. Yeah, so the order block got hit too. So that would have been a lot. That would have been almost like full confluence from the TGR strategy and from the bootcamp strategy. Equilibrium on this. Fair value gap, order block, 5-minute break of structure. Maybe could have found a better one on the 1 minute. I actually haven't looked at the 1 minute on this. Actually, I did look at the 1 minute on this, and this shit would have been, I mean, pretty valid. There's a 1 minute fair value gap, which it touched back into, then it goes back up. Like, it would have just been so choppy. TGR used the 5 minute on Forex, and 5 minute does seem like a lot calmer. Like, you get to see a little bit more, see the power of these movements a little bit higher than just the 1 minute sporadic movements. So I would say overall this is pretty good. Pretty good for us. I'm going to tighten this up. It's about Let's see about here. I want to keep those for later conversation. Bring that over as well. Or was this a little lower? I think it might have been there. Oh no. Alright, now let's see what the hell was going on over here. So these hit take profit. Hit take profit 1, technically. Let's see what was going on over here with the sessions. So we're putting it in hour. So 1900. We're going to talk about this quick. 1900, 2 a.m. Fuck. And it should be 8 a.m. for pre-market New York. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the hell is going on here. So seems like London wanted to tap. I mean, Asia wanted to tap out the previous New York lows here and some of these pre-market lows, but it didn't get all the way down. But it did hit the actual session lows right here. So we get this, but then they were just fucking bullshitting in Asia session. Say that this is London pre-market. They decided they wanted this shit to go up to the moon immediately. Get all this, get this imbalance. It's probably like a 1 hour fair value gap. Yeah. 1 hour fair value gap. Gets respected as well. Goes really low though. Because look at these fucking candles. Man, I don't even know what to say about this shit. This is fucking, like, what the fuck happened? That it opened, closed, and they got all the way down here at some point. Liquidity sweep from this previous liquidity in the blue. I don't know what to do to just describe this. This is weird looking. Yeah, I could not tell you. New York is not going to respect these lows. They're probably going to try. They did hit the highs, and they're going back down. Let's see, is there a break of structure today? So we're on bull. We're looking at lows. Right here's one. That's break of structure. That's break of structure. And now we have lower highs and lower lows. So already starting that downward trend, but the day is almost over. It's 1 o'clock. Wanted to make this really quick. Review FOMC yesterday and the trade we decided to map out yesterday. And GU, I mean, what are we doing over here? Smashing through lows. There's probably a lot of building blocks. I feel like when it looks like this, there's probably a good amount of building blocks. Or it's like a 4-hour retracement. Oh, that shit looks ass. Hold on. I mean, low-key liquidity sweep. Low-key bearish. Hella bearish. Consolidation from Asia. Didn't hit the lows. This is just going bullish. I mean bearish. Yeah, I haven't had enough time to look at this. Is this our trade from yesterday as well? Oh, this is the one we back tested in the middle of the night, or like from yesterday. You could have seen this happen from respecting the lows, then respecting the highs. Yeah, the highs and lows, if they do get respected like this, definitely works, because then they're done. They're going down. They have no power to get up here or down here. London respected the New York low, or hit the New York lows, went lower and tried to come back. Get into some of these Asia lows, went further. I mean, shit. I don't even know what to describe for this, and I haven't looked at any confluences or any of the major building blocks that we have. And I don't want to get into it because I wanted to review the news and study the effects of news on the market. So we have a couple still drawn up here that are looking pretty good. I know it's easy to say when you're back testing, but But one day we'll start making the trades. I think I'm just going to start doing the paper trades as well, especially if I find one in the morning to set up like this. I probably should have just taken this and let it ride until I came back and found out. So, that's all for today. Really quick, 15 minutes. Hopefully y'all enjoy. I'm just trying to show my studying and what I'm trying to do to learn. And I think this USD JPY trade would have been decent until news, and then fucking you needed to get out. However, if you're a long-term trader, you could have stayed fucking all night, and it would have hit fucking take profit 15,000. So, but we can't trade like that all the time, and we got to trade in the mornings and get those like hour to 2 hour trades. So, yeah, guys, just wanted to study the effects of news. Hopefully this is beneficial. If you see I'm lacking, if you see I'm not reading it right, let me know. But I believe that when I'm looking at this with the understanding that I have, it's making sense to me. And when I have stuff like this that's proving that, and understanding the sessions, the effective sessions like this, it's all coming together pretty well. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Wanted to get this up for you really quick before I head to work. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Peace out.